Hey yo, what's up everybody? Linkin Park is back with a brand new album, the eighth album overall for the band, called From Zero. They have returned after a long hiatus after the sad and tragic passing of Chester Bennington. I have listened to the album over the weekend, wanted to give my thoughts on the album here. Huge Linkin Park fan, man. I remember first time hearing them when they first came around with Hybrid Theory and just loving that album and loving Meteor after that and just loving that band. That band quickly became one of my favorite bands while growing up. And I've been with them throughout the realm, even when they changed sound, because that was kind of controversial. Linkin Park changed their sound from that new metal sound you were used to with Hybrid Theory, Meteor, to more of a poppier kind of deal. But it took a while to get used to that and all this other stuff. But I always loved Linkin Park, easily a top 10 favorite band for me, and Chester Bennington, easily one of my all-time favorite singers. So loved Linkin Park and was extremely devastated when I heard that news. I remember I was at work and was just punched in the gut, sad immediately when I heard that Chester sadly passed away. And just from there we were all wondering what was going to happen with Linkin Park. Are they done? Will anything happen? They did the two tribute shows to Chester. They released previously unreleased songs at that point in time. Through the years they were doing anniversary albums for Hybrid Theory and Meteora were happening, and I guess we kind of all figured that was going to be Linkin Park, right? We didn't know what would happen. We didn't know what to expect to happen. Some of us were wondering if they would come back or not, or would they just be doing these anniversary albums and releasing previously unreleased tracks and all that stuff. And then as the years gone by and after all that stuff, rumors started swirling that the band would be returning with a new singer, and all kinds of rumors were going out here and there. And even at one point, there's a rumor that Sum 41 lead singer Derek Wembley would be taking over for the new singer of Linkin Park, which, at that time that the rumors were swirling for Linkin Park's return, the band Sum 41 was announced that they would be retiring from the band. So, and at the time, and everything was matching up and lining up, and Derek was teasing an announcement the same day that Linkin Park was teasing an announcement. So people were like, "Ooh, what's happening here?" Of course, that ended up not being what happened. He was doing a book announcement. Linkin Park did another tease, which lasted a little bit, and then they finally dropped the fact that they had a new singer. They dropped a new song and they did a little show there, and they did an interview and all this stuff introducing the new singer, Emily Armstrong, as we've got right here. She is the new singer in Linkin Park. There is your band, Linkin Park now. And of course, here we are today with the album From Zero. They released some tracks previously before the album came out, Emptiness Machine and Heavy as the Crown. Those are the two they released more, but those are the two I listened to because I didn't want to listen to all of them. I wanted to wait till the album came out to indulge and jump into everything, man. So here we are with the album From Zero, out now. 11 songs. Got that traditional Linkin Park kind of traditional intro deal, and then just hit songs, play from there. And again, I was excited. Again, I love Linkin Park. Linkin Park is easily, again, one of my top 10 favorite bands. So I was glad to see them come back. I was glad to have new music from them. I liked the Emptiness Machine. I liked Heavy as Crown the two times I heard that. So I was very eager to hear the rest of the album and, jump into that when it finally released. And I'm going to say right here from the get-go that I have enjoyed the album from the listening that I have done. It's been easy to listen to. It feels like jumping into Linkin Park again because it has that same familiar Linkin Park sound that you're used to, at least to me. Obviously, we don't have Chester. We don't have Chester's beautiful, amazing, heavy screaming voice, but I think Emily's doing a good job, and I like what she's doing. She sounds good. She's hitting screams very well. Like she's hitting the parts that she needs to hit to add to that Linkin Park style and that Linkin Park vibe, man. Which some people are like, oh, I can't believe it kind of sounds like this or it still sounds like that. Like that's Linkin Park. Like that's their sound. Like I know I mentioned before they've changed their sounds throughout the years. But they've always kind of gone back and meshed all this stuff together, and then here we are now with From Zero. So I like it. I've enjoyed it. A lot of the songs are kind of an easy run through. Like the songs are good. They're up tempo. They're fun. They got some little slower parts, but for the most part, enjoyable songs. Like I was having a good time with it. Like no skips, no songs where I'm like, because sometimes you know what happens when you get a new album. You're like, man, I gotta wait on this album, or I gotta build on that song a little bit. I gotta get used to that song a little bit. To me, like I didn't have those issues at all with this album. Like every single song I've enjoyed. My favorite song at the moment is the song Chaotic. Freaking awesome. Like awesome song there. So that's my favorite song from the album so far. But I enjoy it. I like it. And The sad thing that I'm seeing happening here, and it's been since was announced that Emily's joined the band, and seeing even in the comments of this new album, it's like, I can't believe they're doing this. This is disgusting. How can they go on? What are they doing replacing Chester? This is um, going against him. This is ruining his legacy and all that, which I don't get. I don't get that thought process. I don't know why we're in that thought process for this. It's Let's touch on some things here. Um, it's sad. Again, it is extremely sad that Chester's no longer there. And of course, we would all, in a perfect world, would want Chester to be here and still providing just that amazing voice that he has. But he's sadly no longer here. And the idea of being mad at the band for continuing on with their name is something I don't understand. For perfect example, one of the biggest rock bands of all time, AC/DC, lost their singer. Their singer, Bon Scott, died, sadly. And they continued on with Brian Johnson and are still considered one of the biggest bands of all time. And they're still called AC/DC. They didn't change their names. And we've had other things like that. And if correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Stone Temple Pilots are still around after Scott Weiland passed away, and they're still the Stone Temple Pilots. Leonard Skinner's still around, and they lost members of their band in the plane crash. It's something that happens, sadly, when band members pass away. Metallica, Cliff Burton. I mean, you can go on and on, where band members have passed on and said, sad, but the band continues on and all that stuff. As far as the legacy comment, I don't know where that's coming from. It reminds me, I'm a movie guy, mostly review movies. My brother, Tombstone Josh, does the music stuff for the most part. Check his show out. But it's the main thing I think about with movies when they get remade and people get all about it. It's like, it's doing nothing to the original. Like, the original movie's still there. You can watch it and you can still pop it in, play it, and have a good time. This doesn't ruin Chester's legacy. I don't understand that thought process. If anything, it's going to bring people to Linkin Park, and they're going to go back into the catalog of Linkin Park, go through the discography, hear Chester Bennington, and praise Chester Bennington even more. So I don't get that process of, we're like, oh, that ruins his legacy, because it doesn't. People will still listen to Linkin Park and listen to those Linkin Park songs, still celebrate Chester. It does nothing there. They're not erasing Chester Bennington by any means. And the Linkin Park name is the name of the band. Like, they don't have to change it again. AC/DC is still AC/DC. So I don't know. That's the internet for you. That's the internet. That's social media. They're always going to find something to be upset about when there's absolutely nothing to be upset about. Just praise and love Chester Bennington if you want. That's fine. I love and praise Chester Bennington as one of my all-time favorite singers. But I enjoy this album. From Zero, I think, is a great, awesome album from start to finish. Like, it's good. Feels just like listening to Linkin Park normally. Again, obviously a different singer, but it feels good. I like the vibes. I like the energy. I like the sound. It sounds familiar, and it's a good time as far as I'm concerned. So that is my thoughts on From Zero. Probably going to get some backlash on it because I've seen the way comments have been. But if you have heard the album, let me know in the comments what you think about it. And if you're enjoying it, will you go see them on this upcoming tour? They'll be at Welcome to Rockville, which I'm kind of thinking about seeing the same day as POD. So we'll see what happens there. I will definitely want to see them if they come close to here. But overall, Linkin Park is back. Eighth album is out. From Zero, doing great, having great reviews from a lot of people. Other than the things you are reading in the comments, or most of the negative stuff, there are positive things in the comments. There are people who are loving the album as well. So that's my thoughts, man. Let me know if you've listened to the album, if you enjoy it. If not, I'm sorry, but the other Linkin Park albums are there for you to still indulge and enjoy it as well. But that'll do it, man. Thank you. Love that Linkin Park is back, having a good time. Can't wait to throw on freaking more of those songs and rock out.